Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time to take a look at the midday livestock trade. And joining me today is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. Kyle, we've got another down day today. Tell me what you see for the end of the week trade.
That's right, Lacey. Another down day. This will be the fourth day we've seen lower in this cattle complex, which is not something we've seen for quite a while. You'd have to go clear back to June in order to see a couple, 3 days where we were lower in the complex. So definitely doesn't look good here as far as the technical point. We're making new 4-day lows, which does not look good as far as, short-term charts. Short-term charts did show bearish divergence here after yesterday's session started to turn lower. We could take some of these feeder cattle. We could drop $15 off and still be, in a firm uptrend. So it's anybody's guess as to where we go from here. But I think we're probably going to be working lower here, as it looks like there's some liquidation here by the non-commercials. Now, when I say the liquidation by the non-commercials, that'd be the funds. But when we've seen these sell-offs here, the commercials have stepped up to the plate and started buying these things. So what I mean by that is we're seeing the spreads. We're seeing September gain on the October gain on the November gain on the January. So that bull market, bull markets wear their horns on the fronts, not on the backs, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. The commercials are stepping in here and getting some coverage. Live cattle, same sort of situation here. We're seeing the front end kind of, we're down across the complex, don't get me wrong, but the front end is down a lot less than the back end of the curve. So box beef was down $3.16 on the choice here at noon, down 79 cents on the select. I look for that box beef to continue to work lower here in the coming weeks. Cash this week, 242 to 243 in the south, and we're trading a lot of 243 here in the north as well. So that south versus north, that's kind of converging here, and it would not surprise me here in the next coming week, maybe a week or two here, where we would see the south outtrade the north. So,
thank you, Kyle. That is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. If you'd like to talk to him about the markets, call him at 308-708-7340. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.
Steve White with you on the Rural Radio Network on our road show with a stop at the West Central Extension and Research Center in North Platte. And we're visiting with Dr. Rick Funston. He does a lot of work in the area of reproductive beef cattle. And you've got a symposium coming up that'll be going on right here in North Platte.
Correct. Speakers from really all over the United States, and attendance is probably going to be around 200 people.
And national type experts. You're going to learn a lot at this.
Exactly. They'll be mostly from land-grant universities, focusing on reproductive management, both from the female side, and then we have some really new works on bull development.
I mean, that's such a critical part of the business, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the most important trade in beef production. I mean, we have to have a live calf, and then we manage them otherwise, both genetically and nutritionally throughout their lifetime. But first, we have to have a conception and a live calf born.
September 17th and 18th going on in North Platte. Well, Dr. Rick Funston, thanks for being with us on our Rural Radio Network Roadshow.
Welcome back. I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time for a check of your markets. Corn futures are a couple cents higher, with the trade testing the recent highs this morning with follow-through buying after a good close yesterday. Weekly export sales were solid at 280,900 metric tons of old crop and 2.1 million metric tons of new. Soybeans are back to the downside as we kind of hang around nearby resistance levels. USDA reported a sale of 4.5 million bushels and another for 7.5 million bushels of new crop soybeans to unknown destinations this morning. And wheat is up thanks to the weaker dollar, helping to find some light short covering this morning. December corn is up 2 1/4 at 422. March up 3 at 440 1/2. May up 2 3/4 at 450 1/4. November soybeans down 2 3/4 at 1030 1/4. January down 2 1/2 at 1049. March down 2 3/4 at 1064 1/4. December Chicago wheat up 3/4 at 520 1/2. March up 1 1/2 at 537 1/2. Kansas City December wheat is up 1/2 at 506 3/4. March up 1/2 at 527 1/2. October soybean meal is up 130 at 281.40. October bean oil down 67 at 50.84. October live cattle down 167 at 235.27. December down 182 at 236.67. February down 192 at 237.95. October feeders are down 302 at 355.92. November down 365 at 354.42. December lean hogs are up 115 at 88.45. February up 90 cents at 90.40. And Class 3 milk for October is down 19 at 16.84. This is the Rural Radio Network.